You madman, Loxton, you madman. After throwing such a devious video at me yesterday with that beautiful evil organization explanation video, today we're gonna have to react to another one of your geniusly created videos. Today, we're reacting to some more Pacific Northwest Pokemon in the Cascade region. Now, this is going to be pretty interesting because there have been a lot, and I mean a lot, of Pokemon that Loxton has been teasing in the past couple videos that haven't gotten their own specified video that kind of gets into depth and explains exactly what they are, you know, the reasoning behind their names, their typings, anything like that. So we've got a lot of things that I'm hoping that we get explained in this video. But before we begin, can I take a little bit of your time to support your boy? Can you drop a like, subscribe if you're new, and put those notifications on? If you could, it would really mean a lot, because when an Astron's video goes live, you gotta stop, drop, get your snacks, and enjoy. But yes, if you don't know, we are currently reacting to the entire Cascade region, so you really don't want to miss it. So make sure that you're a part of the gang. But honestly, I've been thinking, the like goals lately, they've been getting hit like a little too easily. The last video, I think I gave you guys a 200 like goal, and I wasn't surprised that it wasn't hit, don't worry, but still, thank you so much for the insane support. I think I got like 170 views or likes as I'm currently recording this, so maybe it'll hit 200 by the time that I upload this. But for this video, we'll mellow it down a bit. Since 200 was way too big of a goal, let's go to 175. Still a big goal though. Can we get 175 likes on this video if we can? I mean, that would mean a lot. This is the end of the trio of Cascade videos that we got, so it'll go back to the normal schedule soon enough. Thank you all for the crazy support. Sorry for dragging on this intro for far too long. Let us roll that intro and let us see what Loxton has got in store for us.
Every new set of Pokemon has a few common themes. Like there's a cat, there's the
True,
dog, there's
true.
Furbait, you know, things of that nature. And today,
Anywho?
let's talk about the fan-made concept region we've been working on, the Cascade region, and talk more about the various Pokemon that can be found here.
Let's go!
Mini refresher, this is Cascade. Take Oregon and Washington, overlay them on top of each other, and bring in border elements. Boom! Basically, it's the real Cascade mountain range, but smushed all into one square. In the last Pacific Northwest Pokemon video, we focused a bit more on the Oregon part. So today, let's focus a bit more on the Washington side of things. For example, did you know that Seattle is widely considered to be the epicenter of glass art? It has several glass-blowing studios and museums, a big fancy bridge named after him, and it's home to Dale Chihuly, who is considered to be one of the greatest glass-blowing artists in history. So, to reflect this
really cool
somewhat niche aspect of Seattle, we need a glass-blowing Pokemon. And it'd be even
Oh,
better if
it's
it was
a
based on a
thingy.
creature that happens to have glass properties, and also lives around here. Which brings us right to Pramblow and Glacialimp. Now, honestly, I'm not
Oh, so they aren't water types. I don't know, maybe it's because they kind of look like lobsters that I kind of thought they were going to be water types, but I do remember him showing this Pokemon, Glacialimp, I'm pretty sure is how he pronounced it, in a earlier video, and I definitely did say that I kind of wanted to put this on my team. I love the colors, it's so vibrant, so aesthetically pleasing to look at. If I'm being honest, I do want to put it on my team, but I think I do have another fire type, right? Yeah, in the last video, dude, Loxton always be making some fire designs, man. When we get that final team video, we talk about the final team that we're gonna use. I will be completely honest, it's gonna be a doozy, because I still to this minute don't know what I want. Everything looks so cool.
100% down with Glacialimp's name, so suggestions in the comments are appreciated. As it stands, the name is a combination of glass, shrimp, and Chihuly, named after Dale Chihuly. Other Pokemon are named after famous people too, like Hitmonchan and Hitmonlee. These two are fire ground type, because that's how you make glass. And let's start with the more obvious of the two. Glacialimp is a land-dwelling mantis shrimp crossed with
it's a shrimp. Why did I think it was a lobster?
Are famous for their insanely vibrant variety of colors, just like a lot of glass art. And then ghost shrimp, well, their exoskeleton is clear like glass. But back to the mantis shrimp. Some of them have typical claws, while others have what are essentially long punching arms, like they got little balls on the end of them. So in the case of this mon, it has both, and the ball one is red-hot glass, just like the end of a glass-blowing stick. And look, it even has the swirl that's super common in the art. Yeah, and just to have a fun laugh, here's the art that I drew. Yeah, there's a reason I commission others to finish the job. So now, what the heck is Pramblow? Well, it's a pram bug, which live in the Pacific Ocean. They are deep-sea shrimp things. They are almost completely clear, and the reason they are called pram bugs is because they construct these clear barrels out of jellyfish corpses.
Oh my gosh.
They lay their eggs in them. It's like a baby in a pram. So in the case of these Pokemon, Glacialimp blows up a protective glass suit of sorts for their baby Pramblow to live in while it grows up. It's cute. Now,
yeah, that sounds a lot better.
Seattle landmarks. Pike's Place, the world-famous fish market, and right next to it, the Gum Wall, which is actually an entire alleyway.
The Gum
and
Wall.
it is as gross as it sounds.
Yeah.
And since it's so gross, let's take a gross Pokemon and combine these two
Another variant
into one. It's Cascadian Bruxish.
Wait,
so
what?
You know how in cartoons, if someone's chewing on something like gum, their cheek gets all big? Yeah, it's that. Plus, Bruxish is already all about its
Wait, in that scene of Ed, Ed and Eddie, I know this is completely off topic and they're just using that as a reference for somebody like having their cheek stuffed. But then they have like the massive gumballs, or not gumballs, the jawbreakers. I'm not crazy, right? Please tell me I'm not the only one that remembers that episode. Didn't they have like those no, they're like twice the size of bowling balls. They would just be sticking in their mouth, be like nom nom nom, eating them damn freaking jawbreakers. Dude, this is the most random thing to cut him off with. Let me know if it's just me that remembered that.
Hence the Brux its name. And chewing gum is all about the mouth too. So we gave Bruxish human teeth, a reference to plenty of creepy human tooth fish.
Please
And
stop.
to make it a little more generic looking, we mixed it with the bubble-eyed goldfish and removed the psychic typing. Bubble-eyed goldfish are kind of sad to look at sometimes. But it turns out their liquid-filled cheek pouches contain a liquid that promotes rapid cellular healing. A few Japanese scientists are looking into how it works because apparently the amount of rapid healing these things do is insane. So basically, that's going to make this Bruxish not only good with all of the bubble moves, but it's also going to be a healing tank of a Pokemon too. And since we're on regional variants,
you'd have to pay me to use that.
And Azul. I'd imagine the previous Evos would be like this too, but I have a limited budget, you see. So just imagine.
Azuriel's already one of my favorite fairy type Pokemon. Oh, and one of my favorite water types. Hell, why not? Oh my gosh, it's so adorable. Fellas, the water mono team looking pretty gas. At this point, like, it's like Loxin is literally pointing a gun to my forehead, and he's like, you are going to use a water team. I have to. At this point, I've committed. Second run through when this game drops, second run. You guys will have to berate me in case I forget. Just go on my comments, spam me, be like, Astrons, you gotta do the water mono so I don't forget. But after the first run through with just a normal team, we are going through the Cascadian region with a full team of 6 water mons. You would miss me so hard if you think I am not putting this thing on my team. Look at him. He is adorable.
This, but the others. So the Azuriel line are already based on beach balls and flotation devices. It's their whole thing. And this is bladder kelp, which is found along the entire West Pacific coast. It's super huge kelp that has these balls filled with gas along its stalk to help it stay upright in the
Is that why it's called bladder kelp?
So these are quite literally natural flotation devices. And this is a watergrass type kelp rabbit that lives among the bladder kelp. Here's another one. So Seattle is home to loads of mega corporation HQs. I mean, Nintendo, Microsoft, Starbucks, Costco, Nordstrom, Zillow, and Expedia, Facebook, Apple, and Google have expanded here as well. And of course, the biggest of all, Amazon. How easy is it to make some corporate conglomerate play a big role in the plot of this game concept? I'll get more into those details in the Evil Organization Explained video, of course. But for our
Didn't we already watch that? Am I crazy?
Here is Cascadian Drifblim, Ghost Steel type. It delivers Amazol packages all around.
Am I watching this in the wrong order or something? Or did he not already explain this? Uh-oh. I might be watching this in the wrong order. My fault.
The region.
I didn't think I was.
Being if Facebook, Google, Apple, and Amazon were all one company, and also existed in a universe that was aimed at kids. So, you know, We're going Captain Planet on this. The big corporation's the bad guy. Who would have thought? These Driftblim are the products of human experimentation, commissioned by Amazol, and they are used as package delivery drones, inspired by the ones that Amazon has actually been experimenting with. The future is fully automated, people! Amazol also made a regional Sudowoodo, Steel Psychic type. Or rock steel, I don't know yet. It's a 5G cell tower disguised to look like a tree.
Steel Psychic.
And yes, these really exist. Cell towers can be ugly, so in a lot of areas they are disguised to look like trees, or even cactuses. And pretending to be a tree is Sudowoodo's entire thing. It's in its name, Pseudo-Wood. It's a phony. Now then, I promised a cat, a dog, and a fur-bait mon, so let's do those.
Fur-bait?
First, the cat. Like most parts of the world, the Pacific Northwest has a
Didn't mean to say
variety
that
of
out
folktale
loud.
creatures. Bigfoot is clearly the most famous, and I've already talked about the agro-pelter, so today, here's another somewhat more obscure one, the Splinter Cat. A legendary cat that runs fast and rams into trees with its hard-as-iron head, knocking them over or splintering off its branches. Sometimes it leaves behind a ghostly visage of the tree, too. It's a bit on the obscure side, but it is well known enough that it has a creek named after it, Splinter Cat Creek, in the real Cascade region of Oregon. So this, along with the global issue of feral cats being terrible for the entire ecosystem, is the inspiration for Catarax. A mangy, normal steel-type cat that's losing its vision and has an axe for a tail. So
Cataracts.
Cataracts is the most common cause of blindness. It's the classic cloudy white eyes that you see in animals and people all the time. And being a blind feral cat, it runs into trees accidentally all the time. So it eventually developed an axe tail to help it clear paths for itself to use, even if it damages the ecosystem. And as for its coloration, we went with a calico fur.
I'll be honest, not exactly the approach I thought he was going to handle with this mon, but I mean, I don't hate it. Definitely not my favorite one that he's shown, but yeah, definitely not a team contender at all. But I mean, let me know what you think about it personally.
Because there are no calico cat Pokemon yet, and also, calico fur patterns are only found in domestic cats. The genes that caused domestication also led to this pattern of fur. And a feral cat is specifically a domestic cat that is now wild. Now, the ghostly visage aspect of the Splinter Cat also inspired a sort of evolution to Catarax. I say sort of because this could either be a related mon that doesn't directly evolve from it, like Cubone and Kangaskhan, or it could be a trade with an item evolution that doesn't make it inherently better, just different, like with Scyther and Scizor before Gen 6. So this is Catatome. Basically, it's a cross between Catarax and Spiritomb. You know how Spiritomb is 108 evil spirits trapped in a keystone?
Hear me out, alright? Pokemon Fusion, alright? So we get like a fusion machine hosted by Tom Bezos or whatever his name is. Then we like merge the two Pokemon without like any humanity left in our souls, and this is what comes out. I've already solved the Cascade region. I don't know what to tell you. Now, but on the real, I don't think this line's for me. I kind of like where he went with it, but it doesn't really resonate with me, you know? I always gotta keep it 100, and I'm not a huge fan of this personally.
Well, functionally speaking, this is the same, only instead of those 108
Something
spirits,
about it, I don't know.
It is all of a Catarax's 9 lives, or 9 spirits, trapped in a key bone, inspired by the Kleenex Soul Catcher, which were typically decorated bones. And in the case of this mon, the bone's got a little kitty face. It's cute, and the name not only relates to Spiritomb, but like with Catarax, it's a good pun. It's a catacomb. Catacombs being where you store the bones of the dead. Yeah. Now it's dog time! While I was looking through lists of various supposedly haunted locations of the Pacific Northwest, I came upon one that inspired our dog of the day. This is the fighting type Padet, a little puppy cadet. It's got barbed wire fur and is a Belgian Tervarin. Oh, and it's fighting type for the same reason as the Swords of Justice. But it doesn't seem very scary. What's with the mentioning of the haunted bit? Well, this is Fort Stevens, a military fort built during the Civil War to guard the mouth of the Columbia River, which is on the border of Oregon and Washington. And a fun historical fact about it is that it is the first and one of the only parts of the United States mainland to be attacked in World War II, shot by a Japanese submarine. but then, soon after the war, it was decommissioned. So,
Okay.
it plays an important part in American history, especially the American history of the Pacific Northwest. So to honor that, I wanted a military working dog Pokemon. But it turns out, these days, the fort and the state park around it are said to be haunted. The spirit of an army man wanders across the coastline and uses this fort as a base of sorts.
Sorry, it's me.
No one died during the
What?
attack. Who would this even be? But you can't stop urban legends from being urban legends, I guess. But anyway, let's give this puppy a grim fate. America is all about honoring its soldiers after all, so another America-based region should have something referencing its military. And this is Wound.
Yo!
Fighting Ghost. A wounded...
Now that's a design, dude! Do I have a ghost or fighting type planned? I don't know! Oh, that's so cool! Dude, with a little scar over its eye. And then you can kind of see some parts of the spectral. Ooh, dude! Yo! Okay. It's so hard. I can't be saying team member this, team member that all the time. Like, I can only have so many mods. All right, I love this though. This is so cool.
Howls. Woo! It was not ready to move on to the afterlife. It has a nation to defend.
A ghost dog is so smart.
Though not without its losses. It quite literally has a phantom limb. Phantom limbs are a phenomenon that some people who have lost their limbs have experienced. They can sometimes still feel the limb even though it is lost. It is most common in those who lose their limbs traumatically, such as through warfare. And this phantom limb, along with its ghostly abilities, are all powered by its strong will and purple heart, which references the purple heart medals given to veterans who have suffered wounds in combat, sometimes fatally. This may be a bit dark for Pokemon, but have you seen some of the other edgelord fan concepts? Jeez. So now, on a much lighter note, we get to the Furbait. To clarify what that means, it's basically like Zoroark, Lucario, Brazian, and Incineroar, and Zeraora. You know, Pokemon that you don't really even need to change like at all to turn into a fursuit. So, I'm gonna show you these mon first, and then explain. Here is Kitsup and Beat-em-up, fighting...
I wanted to say I wanted to put on my team. I kind of had a feeling though. I had a feeling. I was like, yo, he's saying Furbait. It's gonna be that mod that we saw what's her name have in the gym leader episode. Yo, okay, this is a team member, but I can't say that because the last Pokemon was a fighting type, wasn't it? Oh, man, it's a hard life we live in out here, right? It's a hard life, dude.
And fighting Steel. And yes, it is just a counterpart to Lucario. Shush. So first, I had to have a cougar or mountain lion Pokemon because, like, they live here. They are one of the only big predators, so very important. And how easy is it to turn this into a furry, right? So first the names, then the origins. Kituff is simply a kitten that is tough. Both of these Pokemon are very girls can be strong too, you know, archetype. Girl power and feminism are stereotypically a big part of the culture in the Pacific Northwest, so Kituff is the tough school bully or bully fighter that happens to be a girl. I can be tough too! That whole thing. And then Beat-em-up. The name is actually pretty deep. I mean, the end of it is Puma backwards. Puma being another name for the cougar or the mountain lion.
Oh my gosh.
A lot of names. Then it uses bead, as in welding beads, steel beads, which it uses to fight. More on that in a bit. But there's also Baidama, Japanese marbles. Madame, referencing usually older women.
How we do this?
It sounds like beat 'em up, a genre of fighting games. And you know what the other definition of cougar is? An older woman, especially one that preys upon or goes after younger men. So there's the Madame in the name. And you know what group of women, especially tough older women, happens to fit all of this? Roller derby players. Roller derby is a mainly American sport primarily played by women, which reached its peak popularity a few decades ago, making it more popular with slightly older women these days. But even still, the Pacific Northwest has quite the roller derby scene. I had no idea until I started researching this. In short, roller derby is a sport where one person, the jammer, scores points by lapping around members of the opposing team, all the while that opposing team tries to tackle them, knock them over to the ground. and all of the other members of her team are there to defend her. It can get violent at times, though movies and media do tend to exaggerate how violent it actually is, but media has that power. And these days, if you walk up to someone and tell them to think of a pro roller derby player, they'll usually think of someone like Phil and Lil's mom from Rugrats. Big, tough, aggressive,
No, that's an oldie right there.
May or may not be a closeted lesbian.
I haven't heard of Rugrats in a minute.
And that's another thing. The Pacific Northwest is also very pro-LGBTQ+, maybe not as stereotypically heavy as, say, California, but still. I bring it up because roller derby is very important to many queer women, and it's easy to see why. Article below if you're interested. But anyway, both of these mon have steel bits on their heads resembling the design of many helmets worn by derbygoers. And on Beat 'em Up, there's even elbow and knee pads. And you can't really see it in the art, but their kitty toe beans on the feet, they're also steel balls, and they Shadow the Hedgehog along.
Oh, that's so cool!
You know how Lucario is fighting steel type, but it also has that whole aura ability that's kinda psychic? Similar idea here, only extreme magnetism. Like Shadow the Hedgehog with his hover shoes, Beat 'em Up hovers just above.
See, instead of marbles, I'm gonna call them truth seeker orbs because I'm cool like that. If you get the reference, you get the reference. That's all I'm gonna say.
To its Probopass levels of magnetism control. It allows them to essentially skate around anywhere, and even float these steel beads around, launching them to deliver punches and things from a distance as they approach, with a huge tackle or claw strike. They are quite the tough fighters. Also, in the wild, they tend to prey upon much younger Pokemon. Just thought I'd mention that. It's actually a really common big cat tactic, to go after the younger animals. But yeah, I love it. It's literally a roller derby cougar. And there you have it. Even more Pacific Northwest Pokemon. And we ain't even done yet, so stick around, subscribe, and never stop using your noggin.
All right, but that's it for the video. Very short. Well, not very short, honestly. 16 minutes is relatively long. But yeah, let me know what Pokemon in this episode, or I guess video, did you really feel that resonation with? You know, what are you going to probably be putting on your team when you journey through the Cascade region? I am currently at odds with myself. I have now somehow become more confused than I was at the start of the video. And honestly, I have no words. I can't give anyone a justified explanation of what I want on my team right now. I am completely at odds with decision making right now. I really don't know what I'm doing. But I'll see you guys in the next video. If you enjoyed, please show your boy some support. Let's try to get for 175. That's a lot, but let's try it. Anyways, I'll see you all next time. Peace.